Welcome to the show your parents, the PTA and the asleep don't want you to hear, the Helios blog. Today, Kevin Samuels advises smart women to cancel HBO. Here we go.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
For himself, nothing to do with me. He's fully
Self-sufficient for
Big Bertha.
himself. That just means self-sufficient for himself. That just means
yes,
that
has nothing to do with me.
Okay.
Just he's living his life, doing his thing. I also expect him to have some initiative and to have goals for himself. Nothing to do.
So, this girl is, how would we describe her? Let's use a polite word. Rotund. And she still has demands. So you tell me, who has it easier on the dating market, men or women? Just let me know in the comments.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Meaning like he's not satisfied with just the mediocre run of the mill. He has goals, he has passions, he has things that make him excited.
Okay. Did you go to college?
Absolutely.
What's your degree in?
Major in sociology, minor in communication and business, and I also hold a master's.
I'm a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
Are you making over six figures?
Not yet.
Not yet.
50 plus, not making over six figures, all right.
Are you making over $80,000 a year?
No.
Over
just
six?
under that.
Okay. And what state?
Florida.
Okay. So a lot of men would hear what you're saying. And how tall are you?
5'9".
Dress size?
400.
22.
Here we go.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
I'd rather not say,
400 pounds.
but I am definitely a plus size woman.
Indeed.
Dress size 22 means you're about 230 pounds.
Yes.
Okay. So you don't have to say I'm an image consultant. I'm just giving you a chance because I'm listening to what you want. Mm-hmm. And you say the man that has ambition and has goals.
No chance. Again, because of hypergamy, women are only interested in men that are better than them, right? So appearance-wise, that'd be anybody. But money-wise, if she makes around 80 grand, he's got to have to make more. Now, if you look at a percentile calculator for, let's say the United States, men that are making $80,000 a year, United States dollars, are like 80th percentile. So she wants an 80th percentile man? Yeah, good luck with that. At 50 years old.
Do you think the man that would fit your lofty standards would have requirements for a woman?
Absolutely.
You don't meet them.
What do you think some of those would be?
You've said this in multiple.
She's got to be strong, independent, and have a career and have her own standards. That's what most women say.
Multiple conversations. Definitely, they want someone who is fit. And I realize that's an inequity that I have. So that's why I'm not upset about my status, because I'm not meeting that. And that's only fair. I'm a fair person.
It's nice, actually, that she says that. Again, most girls that are rotund actually have a personality, right? Because they're forced to. But she does sound very masculine to me.
So how can you expect something of someone and you're not meeting that?
Well, you said that you can't find a mate because your standards are too high. And I'm going to ask you, are your standards higher than your sexual marketplace value?
Indeed.
I don't think so, because I'm very realistic.
No, you're not. At your height and weight, what you can hope for is a 5'5" obese man who works third shift at the plant.
In where I sit, I'm not saying I'm a 7. I'm not saying I'm a 10. I'm not saying any of that.
Sorry, I don't want to be rude, so I'm not going to say what her actual number is.
So I know where I am. That's
What would
why
you rank it? What would you give yourself? What would you rank yourself?
Pardon?
What would you rank yourself?
Right now, because of me being a realist, I'm probably a 5.
No, you're not. 5 is incredibly generous.
At best.
Okay. Sure, at best, but no. Still
and
no.
a lot of that has to do with my weight.
3 at best.
And
okay, what would you rank this your looks? About your weight to the side, what would you rank your looks? Fresh face out of the shower, no makeup, just you.
I like that Kevin is asking this question unironically.
I would say...
I don't know how he keeps his steady hair. Businessman.
I'm about 6.
Okay.
No freaking way.
So go back to what you said. The reason I can't find someone is because my standards are high, are pretty lofty. But you don't think your standards exceed your perceived sexual marketplace value by men.
Correct.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, the results would not imply that.
The things you're talking about you want from a man is a provider male. A man I'm assuming you want a man who's making at least what you're making or more.
Around that, yes.
Okay, but you're making right around 60, right?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. Okay. I need you to listen to what I'm about to say. A big part of the issue today with women is you guys have these careers and these degrees and this perception of the value of it, but where it matters is where it gets in the bank. So you could have a master's or whatever, but you ain't making master's money. At 44, you've pretty much you're topping out
44
on your income. Okay? That's just what it is. You already talked about the weight issue, and you got to be realistic that a man with ambition is going to want a woman that's going to be fit. And that is something that you have every bit of control over.
Right.
So it's not because of your standard. I could make the argument that you're just lazy when it comes to being fit for a mate.
Mm-hmm.
Because you do have control over this. But what do you, if you had to give yourself out of 100%, what do you think the likelihood that you will marry in your lifetime?
1.5%.
Oh, 30%.
No.
30%. When you reach 50, what do you think that percentage would be if you're still unmarried?
15.
So you have 5 years before it goes from 30 to 15%.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing to make sure you get married?
By the way, if she loses the weight, she'll like 99% get married. But not to a guy that fits a standard.
The next 5 years. To the kind of man you're talking about.
What I'm doing is, when you think you're doing something correct and it's not giving you the results that you want, you gotta look for information. And I've learned a lot by listening to your program and other people who have similar views. And I stepped back and I said, you know what? It's not wrong.
Well, the problem also is that you've spent so long not training your system. You've spent so long not training your system to burn calories that it's going to be really hard. At 44, like, you got to work super hard. It's going to be really hard.
So I'm in the process of fixing some things.
What exactly are you doing? What are the top 3 things you're doing?
Looking for another job. Actually creating a weight program for me to stick to and actually achieve realistic goals that I've set for myself. So I'm giving myself about 18 months to get to the number I think would make me healthier. And I think 18 months is a realistic time period for me to.
What's the other one? What's the other one? What's the other thing?
And the last thing would be kind of just investing in myself through counseling, like actual one-on-one counseling.
Disaster.
You got a counselor? You got a counselor?
My own personal issues.
Yeah, but how are you going to find a man?
You got a counselor or a therapist?
I am looking for one.
Okay. So, ma'am, I'm going to be honest. Job, that means nothing to a man. Weight.
Very important.
You're not in the gym. You're not working with a personal trainer. You're not doing anything. So you're fitna. I'm about to. I'm getting ready. I'm gathering information. And I'm going to talk to the ladies. This is one of y'all biggest problems. You guys don't do shit. Y'all just sit and listen to what tickles your ears. And then no counselor. And then you say you're going to give yourself 18 months when you said you have less than 5 years before your marriage prospects decrease by half. Ma'am, you're going to die alone.
Almost certainly.
I mean, we said that happiness is your responsibility, not the man. I'm glad you said that. And this is your responsibility too, because information, how many times do you need to hear me say men want fit women before you become a fit woman?
Could you repeat that last statement?
How many times do you need to hear me say men want fit women? How many times do you need to hear men say men want fit women before you choose to become a fit woman?
Remember how you said, what are you doing to make this happen?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like most people. I just discovered you within the last week and a half.
You are like most people then.
Well, that's fine, but due respect, ma'am, you live in Florida. That's not Mars. You know men want women that are fit. Mm-hmm. This is a new information. We're roughly the same age cohort. So, can you honestly say you're really doing the work, or is the work too much at this point?
Oh no, I'm doing the work because, like I said, happiness is for me, and I know that I would be personally happy with me not even considering a man for me to achieve my personal fitness goals.
Oh, so you're okay. So you're okay. Okay, but happiness is for you. But we're talking context relationships. So when you ladies start talking like this, I immediately bristle. Because now you're diminishing the outcome. It's like, well, who needs to graduate with a 4.0? A 3.5 will do. No. There's no reason. How about you lower your standards? How about that?
No, never. Die alone first.
How about you lower your standards in a man?
Well, the standards that I have, I don't think they're like excessive.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
Is the average man ambitious?
No. Definitely no.
Is the average person ambitious?
Well, then I would have to say no. Well, then
Okay.
Yes. There you go.
All right, man. But if the average person isn't ambitious, and you're average,
You know what's funny? What's funny is that literally every girl has the same standard, right? They're all looking for a top 20. All, without exception. The only girls that choose to not be with a top 20 are girls that have no other choice. They're settling. And so they're settling for a lifetime of misery, right? Or they're really good at rationalization. No matter the appearance. So what does that tell you, men? Well, what it tells men is you got to be a top 20. There's nothing else if you're looking for a girl, right? They all have the same standard. You're either in or you're out, and you're in if you're top 20.
or would you say you're above average? Now, you said you gave yourself a 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's optimistic. I think it's very optimistic.
Indeed.
So
That he said very optimistic twice implies she's a 3, but I disagree. Still
if
disagree.
you are even what you say you are, why do you get somebody who's ambitious? When there is
don't.
nothing about you in your life today that's ambitious. It's average.
Interesting.
I'm trying to understand, why do you think that's interesting? You've had the longest relationship you had was 2 years. You've had a relationship that's 1 year. You're 44, no children. You got a bachelor's and a master's. You're making around
No chance to get a child at this age, by the way.
less than
Very
60 grand a year, and you're 230 some odd pounds. That's a lot. And then you say, I want a man who's ambitious, who has goals, and is driven. And I'm like, well, you can want that,
But it ain't gonna happen.
but but can you afford that with your sexual marketplace value? You said your goals, your asking price doesn't top your sexual marketplace value. I think what you're asking for is about twice what your sexual marketplace value is.
And I can definitely understand what you're saying from, what you believe. All I'm saying is, for me,
There it is. I believe that what I'm asking for is fair. You're delusional.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would be settling, and I'm not willing to do that.
Indeed.
Ma'am,
So,
I need you to understand what you just said.
mhm.
Why would any woman, not just you, any woman that's middle age, 230 some odd pounds, getting a man who is
She's looking like Big Mama.
average, why would that be settling?
The ambition part is what I'm talking about when I say settling. It's
What
not the
does he
finance
need to
part
have? What does he need to have ambition for? Maybe that's a better question. What does he need to have ambition for?
Well, like for me, I believe in generational wealth and planning for the future. So that's something that,
You have no children,
lot of
man.
people
You have
Where is this concept of generational wealth? Where does it come from? That's what I want to know.
no children. You have no children.
That's true. I don't.
Where are the kids going to come from?
Pardon?
Where will the children come from?
Would probably be adoption at this point.
Man, generational wealth is a buzzword. You have no generations.
Indeed.
Right? You have no children.
That's
do
correct.
you plan on giving birth to any children?
Well, science is not on my side, so I'm a realist.
I asked you, do you plan on giving birth to any kid? So what I'm hearing is you still hold. And see, when I was going to do HBO,
Possibility is not probability.
the last O was not going to be omnipotence. It was going to be optimism. And ma'am, you've painted an overly optimistic picture. At 44, ma'am, you're still holding out hope that you can get married and have kids. Right?
No, I've come to the place where I don't think that's a long
How long has it been since you accepted that reality?
HBO, husband, bachelor's, optimism?
About a couple months.
Couple months, man. Due respect, ma'am. A couple of months at you're almost 50 years old. What month is your birthday in?
She's scraping the bottom of the barrel at that age.
It's in July.
So you'll be 45 in July. You're almost half a hundo. Mm-hmm. And you're talking like a woman in her 20s. And I'm glad you're being honest, but I'm sad. What saddens me is that I see so many women in our generation who are delusional to where they're still talking this stuff about settling. Do you make room for the fact that a man would have to settle for you?
Indeed.
You know, it's a possibility simply because life is about choices and we have to choose.
Well, I mean, when I say settle, what I mean by settle...
Life is about choices and we have to choose. You've not chosen for so long that now you're unchoosable.
Because you're what again? How tall? 5'9", 5'7"?
5'9".
Pretty hard.
Man. Okay. If black men were snapped away from the earth tomorrow, poof, all gone. Every trace of black male DNA is gone. What do you think your marriage possibilities would be now?
0.
If there were no black men?
Yes, no black men. None exist.
Well, realistically, from the information I've gathered, it would probably be like 0.
Indeed. She says as she shifts in a chair and it creaks from her weight.
So the 30% number is because of black men.
Mm-hmm.
So you think black...
Because their standards are, terrible. But that's not what actually happened. What actually happened is all the black women agreed, we're all going to balloon up in weight, and there's no women that they can choose from now. Basically.
Black men's standards are lower than other men. Well, mathematically, that's what you just said.
That is what she said.
So, I'm
just asking, because what I'm asking is, you said I got about a 30% chance, and at 50, it drops to 15. I'm like, okay, cool. But what if I snapped and all the black men are gone? All the black men are gone, just... Then you say, my chances today, where does that 30% go? And you said to 0.
Well, I'm basing it on the information that I've read where they said that of all the population of women, black women are the least likely to be selected.
Okay, we're talking specifically about you.
Yeah.
I'm talking not all the statistics, but do you have ambitious non-black men approaching you for serious relationship?
It's funny because she says that she's done her research, and yet it's very obvious that even though she does the research, it doesn't spur her into action. So she's the kind of person that just reads stuff and reads stuff and reads stuff and feels motivated when she reads stuff and then keeps reading more stuff and feels great and doesn't do anything. So just wasting her time, basically. Translation, lazy.
Could you repeat that last part?
Do you have ambitious non-black men approaching you for serious relationships?
0 chance.
To be honest with you, I really don't know. I don't know.
I guess the question I'm ultimately asking is, do you think a black man who's at your desired level would accept you But would a white man, Hispanic man, Middle Eastern, or Asian man at the same level of that black man, would he accept you? Would any one of them accept you?
I don't.
It's a no.
Not at the same level. I don't think so.
Whose level is the lowest?
Pardon?
Which race of men's level would be at the lowest?
Uh-oh.
Asian.
No.
You think an Asian
way? No way.
man would accept you before a black man?
No way.
No. I thought you said the other way around.
No. Whose level?
No, Asian are not the least attractive. Well, maybe the black women. I'm not sure.
At the lowest, meaning who would be most likely to accept and least likely to accept?
Most Hispanic, probably.
Hispanic men will more likely accept you over a black man.
I don't think so.
No. Hispanic men in general, the culture is very family centric, and women get to be around your age with no children.
It's extremely rare. All right, we're gonna end the video there. I think we've heard enough. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit all the notifications, drop me a donation. Like Hunter M, Adrian Otto, and Bobby, Dylan, Restaurants Press, Brian, Andrew, and Alan. Shout outs to you, most recent purchaser of Strategist Guide to Seduction. Thank you. Go buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. If you like early access to my content, just go to my Patreon. That's patreon.com/theheliosblog. And of course, if you'd like coaching, if you want me to give you good advice like Kevin, just message me at theheliosblog@gmail.com and I'll slide you right in. Thank you so much for listening, guys, especially if you listen to the end. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.